Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got another Christmassy set, but today it's a bit more playful, it's a bit more girly. We've got two colours here. We've got Powerful Burgundy from Semilac, and we also have a gorgeous purple from Cloud Beauty, which I decided to not show the numbers of. And I was debating whether to show the matte top coat. Don't know what was going on with me that day. So the matte top coat we're using today is from Vanillise. I'll have it in the description for you down below. So we're going to start off with applying our base colours. So for today's design, we've got two full nails of that gorgeous purple. It's so pretty. It's got this really nice hint of pinky in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. But it's one of my all year round purples. I would literally be rocking this colour all year round if I could. Then the other two nails are going to be this burgundy colour from Semilac. It's actually one of my newest Semilac colours. I ended up actually getting quite a few. And I was going to film a kind of like a swatch video, but then I just decided not to. I just feel like, I don't know if that's what you guys actually want to see from me. So I thought, how about I just swatched them by myself, put everything away, and then just, you know, one day they'll just pop up in the video because I'll use them and then you get to see them. So if that's not the case though, let me know in the comments if you like swatches. But I feel like swatches are one of those, unless it's a super known brand and you know, you really want to, everyone's getting excited about a launch, then you want to see the colours. But other than that, I'm not quite sure if people actually want to watch them. So I thought I'll skip this time around. So then for the final fifth finger, we're going to do kind of like a half and half with the purple and the burgundy colour. However, I did try and keep the purpley colour a bit more higher up, just because down where the burgundy is going, we're going to do a sweater look. So I kind of wanted a bit more nail surface to do the sweater look on. So I'm not using any nail art brushes. Oh, I messed up there. I'm not using any nail art brushes. I'm just going to, I was going to say gently scooch it up next to each other, but I obviously messed up with that burgundy colour. But it's fine, because later on we're going to add this like accent line there, and then we're going to put like a little charm there too, and you want to be able to tell. So no pressure on getting it too straight. So now I've applied 2 layers, it's been cured, and now it's time for some glitter. So I'm using my Miley base coat, and I'm going to apply a fair generous amount of it on both nails. I'm only going to show you me doing one though. And I don't know if you can see, but in the background I already have some glitter there. And I actually got this glitter in my most recent Larissi. I don't know if I did a haul on there. Once again, I did a haul on some of the Larissi glitters, and then the others I just put away, because once again, I'm not quite sure if you want to see that. But now looking back, I feel like I probably should have done it. But I have ordered more, so I'll probably film those. But I'm going to use it today because I thought it was so pretty. Look at that sparkle. Oh my god, stop it. That's so pretty. So I'm going to use the base coat as kind of my stick layer to apply the glitter on, basically. So then using a nail art brush, I'm just going to dip it into the glitter and then just start there's kind of no way of doing it. It was just kind of place it wherever it feels right. If you want more, you can add more. If you want less, you can add less. Or you can just literally chuck it on and then move it about if you wanted to. I have done that before. I don't fully recommend, because you get way too much and it's quite hard to later kind of disperse it around the nails. So I don't fully recommend it that way. But I have done that before on the video. And then as soon as I did it, I was like, oh my god, instant regret. Instant regret. We're going to add the glitter there because I wanted to top coat those, and because of how sparkly the glitter is, I think I've seen somewhere someone top coated some glitter and then did some nail art on top, and I was like, oh my god, goodness, it was just so pretty and I couldn't believe it. So I kind of wanted to try it out. So today we're going to, of course, on those 2 nails do what I just said. And then on top of it, once it's cured and then matte top coated, we're going to do some nail art with some unbelievable gels from Glitter Bells, which cure tack free, which is exactly what we want. We want the nail art to be all sparkly on top of the matte background. So you will see once it's matte top coated, it literally changes the whole look. It's so cool. And you might notice that the glitter is a different color than our background. Of course, the background is a bit more like pinky ready, and then the glitter is a bit more purpley and stuff. But at the moment it's matte top coated, for some reason it just blends together like a charm. I don't know what's going on, some magic there, but it literally blends in so well together. So I'm still faffing about with that. It was quite time consuming. It constantly felt like there wasn't enough, or I wanted to move things about. So yeah, it might take you some time if you're as picky as I am, but we're going to repeat the same process on the other nail, which I did end up just doing off camera as this one's taking way too long. And today it's a 17-minute video, so it's a super hefty long one, but I love it. Oh my god, the day I made those I was like, no, stop it, it's so nice. I love how they came out. So I'm coming up to the end of this one and we're going to cure it. I think I do end up popping a few layers of base coat. I think I did about 2. You don't have to do base coat. Obviously, this is just for, you know, design purposes. I'm not following all the rules here, but if you were doing it for a client, you probably want to do builder gel, foil it down, and then apply your top coat or whatever. But, you know, I'm not too fussed with it being slightly more bulky for just the nail purposes. Not nail purposes, nail art purposes. So now I'm going in with my matte top coat. I'm clearly running out already. I've been using matte top coat like there's no tomorrow. Like, as if someone was about to take it off me. Like, I just cannot get enough of it recently. So I'm running out. So I'm applying it across all of those nails, and then I'm going to pop into the lamp. And I like to pop it in for about 60 seconds, this one. And then once they're out, it's time for the hefty big work. And that's probably why the video is so long. So we've got quite a lot of nail art to do, which feels like I haven't done as much recently, to be honest. When it comes to nail art, I've been recently either picking up stamping or I've been doing foils. But yeah, I feel like I haven't properly picked up a nail art brush and like did a in-depth, proper like nail art, if that makes any sense. So today's the day, I guess. So we're going to use the unbelievable gel. It's just the white one. We're going to do a bunch of snowflakes. And we've also got a little bit of crystal placement. We've got little charms. So now that they're cured, here we are. This is the nail now with the glitter on it that's been matte top coated. So right now it might not look the best, but trust me, when the light hits it, it just looks so good. I love it. So here with my unbelievable gel, I'm placing a dot, and then I'm going to do 4 lines coming out of it, quite long lines, and then I'm going to do 4 additional lines coming from in between those long ones we've done, but they're going to be slightly shorter. So I'm doing them there, and then once they have been done, I'm going to get a dotting tool with a much smaller little circle, and then I'm going to place 2 dots on each of those lines that we've just created. So I'm going to add them there, and then after that's done, I do go ahead and cure it, just because I feel like I can be very clumsy, and I was so happy with how it came out that I just did not want to end up touching it and wrecking it. You can just, what's it called, like, is it semi-cure? Oh, flash cure. You can like flash cure it if you wanted to, but I just chuck it into the lamp for the whole 60 seconds for these in particular. Or you could just do 30 seconds and probably just still try and avoid touching them if you wanted to. But I feel like these dots really add a really nice little touch to it and really make it look like a little snowflake, and it's so easy to do. And you get such a really nice, cute, effective snowflake. So I'm going to chuck it into the lamp. When it comes out, we're going to do a similar one down the bottom, a much smaller one, and we're going to do the same exact lines, but without the dots. And then, because you know I have to be extra, after that little one is done, I still felt like that nail was way too bare, and I just ended up scattering some dots, just some random dots, all around that nail. And we're going to repeat this design for the other nail too, but we're going to flip it. So on the other nail, the big snowflake with the dots is going to be down the bottom of the nail, and then the little one is going to be at the top of the nail. And also we're going to scatter those little dots, so we're going to do that one off camera for you too. Remember, 60 seconds for these. The amount of times I sometimes forget and I pop them into the lamp for 30 seconds, and it is not 30 seconds. Not at all, nowhere near. So make sure you always do 60 seconds. And then we can crack on with the other nails. So we have one more nail that requires kind of in-depth nail art. I found that when I was recording it, I had a lot of issues kind of making sure I'm in camera. So there's a lot of choppiness with the footage. It's kind of like I'm here, then I'm there, and then I'm doing another thing. So I'll kind of try and walk you through it. So here is the nail. So we're kind of doing a half of a snowflake that's going to be across this whole nail. So we're going to start off with the center and draw our first line out, and then we're doing 2 more lines, one from the top, and you're kind of trying to make sure once you've done your first line, you want the other one to be kind of in the middle of where the nail kind of ends, and that middle line that we've just created, if that makes sense. So that already was chopped, we're going to chop it again. So once you've got those lines, that's going to be that first half of your snowflake. And then here we're going to do little triangles there, and then once those are done, you want to do another triangle, basically copying what you've just done but above it, So you basically like, yeah, double it. Just double it. So you're going to do another one, which I will do now. There we are. So you want to repeat that. My hands were shaking like crazy. I don't know what it was that day. I think I might have had another G Fuel. My hands were shaking. It doesn't always happen. I don't know what it is with me sometimes. Just too much energy and I was just going crazy, I think. So after those 2 lines are done, there's some bits that are not included, so I will try and kind of mention. I will depend what I see in just a second. But we are going to add some dots, and we're also going to add these little like almost leafy things going on. So there's the dots I've just done. On the sides, I'm also going to add them in a moment, but I think that's the bit that I ended up chopping off. So you see that later, but here are going to be the leaves. So the leaves, I'm basically applying 3 dots in both sides of that line that we've got left over, and then 1 right at the top. And then you're just going to connect it to the line that you've already created. And that's kind of how I'm creating the leaf. So I don't know how else to describe it. I'm connecting it. I don't know how to explain it. But the lower you get with your nail art brush, the thinner you want it. So the higher you are, the more thicker you want it when it comes to that leaf, if that makes any sense. You're gonna have to let me know in the comments, but I'm hoping that watching the video will kind of show you what I mean. So I've done that on the other 2 lines too, and I just finished up with some dots, which unfortunately I did off camera. But if at the end of the video you stop it and you just kind of take a snippet or a screenshot or whatever you do, you'll be able to see exactly what I've done there. So now that that's curing, we are working on that nail here. So that's what I meant by this little like accent line where you can't see the 2 colors meet. There we go. Here's the nail, so you can stop it there too if you're a little bit behind if you're recreating. So here is another bit that I ended up snipping out. So I did a sweater look there. I tried so hard to do on camera, but those straight lines, I just can never do them on camera. It's just the hardest thing on the planet, I feel like. I can do anything. I will literally do anything for you. But when it comes to those lines, until I figure out a better setup or a better way of filming, it's just so hard. I can't do it. So we're just going to sprinkle on some clear acrylic. I've got my glitter bell one actually. And that's it. So now it's time for our crystals. So this is now going to be the longest, probably most time consuming part. So I've got some opal. I've got some purpley crystals. These were the only crystals I could find in my collection that were kind of similar to the dark gel polish that we've used. The dark like purpley, pinky, burgundy color that we've used. So for this nail with the sweater look, I'm going to place the bow in the center. So I'm using some of my Rhinestone glue gel. I'm going to place in the center, cure that, and then we have one more nail to do, and that's the one that was going to take us the longest. It's the longest, but ever since I've done one of them, I love how they look. I feel like they're just so different and so simple, but so cute. So we're going to do kind of zigzags with our Rhinestone glue gel, and then we're going to scatter on some crystals and some caviar beads. By scatter, I mean we're going to do a bunch of caviar beads, and then in between the caviar beads, every so often you want to place a crystal. So I think I start off with the purple crystal, then I do a few caviar beads, then I place an opal, then I do a bunch of caviar beads, then I place a purple, and you just kind of repeat that until your heart is content. You can do as many crystals as you wish, or as little as you wish. Kind of probably depending on how big your nail bed is as well, and how big of a crystal you're using. So this is my way, at least anyways, of picking up caviar beads. I use the same nail art brush that I use to kind of like apply the Rhinestone glue gel, and I prefer it that way because it just sticks on straight away. Here's my little tool that I use to straighten up the lines, and yeah, you just basically repeat this. So probably after a few extra caviar beads, I place a crystal, and then caviar beads again and crystals. So that's all that there is to this nail. It's simple yet very time consuming, but effective. So I highly recommend you try this one. I think it's gorgeous, and I'll probably let you guys just relax and watch this bit, and I'll come back to you guys once this nail is all nice and done. Alright, so we're coming to the end. I'm going to pop it into the lamp, and here are the final results. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!